So.
And also, like, there is some risk of, I mean, like, they may not be thinking about the diamond draft yet, but there's also some risk of maybe getting tapped.
It is definitely risk getting tapped.
That should force them to get the spade right for what it's worth. Is they can see that they're gonna have to knock out the 3 more cards: the ace of spades, the king of spades, and the ace of diamonds. And if they keep having to ruff hearts in their south hand, they'll never be able to pick east up for the 10 of spades. So they should get the spade right. They should, I think.
I agree. So I saw the other table event, a club pass a diamond, pass 2 clubs by the north hand, all pass, and
it's one of those tough ones, right? Like, you wish you had a 2.5 club, because Gavin was saying not quite enough for 3, but it's definitely stronger than 2.
yeah. I mean,
That's why you have to make that decision before you open. You have to look and think that through before you open, or else it wouldn't occur to most people would look at this hand. It wouldn't, like, the idea of opening one on Trump would be like completely foreign. So you have to go through that whole thought process. It's like, okay, if I'm going to open 1 club, what do I rebid? 2 clubs. Okay, that's going to show a minimum opening hand, but my 15, I feel like I won't be doing it justice. And then I think, well, what about opening a club and then 3 clubs? That's 16. I'm not really strong enough to do that. Is there some way I can find that it's going to actually better describe my hand? And that's where 1 no comes in. And
they missed the diamond draw.
You think through the risk.
Oh, and they picked up the spade as well?
No. What happened was, I was watching that. So they played a spade to the 9,
Yeah.
Actually, I don't remember exactly what happened. They might have played a spade to the jack, actually, but then
I don't think they played a spade to the jack.
No, they played a spade. I believe
maybe
West,
they popped up with the ace.
Spades, and then they played a diamond. But now, like, East was not in because obviously they're asking, like, why was there no spade? Why was there not a diamond lead? Maybe this is not a stiff diamond. So they cashed the king of spades and played a club. Probably trying to attack dummy's weak suit. And yep, they give and then that give away a bit of timing too.
That's 2 good results in a row for North out there.
Yeah. It's also one of those hands where maybe, like, we did not have to cash the king of spades immediately, so we could first try to maybe play a club, get some attitude from partners. So we have a second chance. We could have had a second chance to get it right. But when they played the king of spades, that was the last time they were going to get in their hand. They had to immediately commit to playing a club or playing partner for the diamond draw.
Yeah. You don't know that your partner also has a spade entry here, but, like, the rule of thumb is you got a singleton, it's worth trying to lead that from the get-go. You never know how you're going to get into partner's hand to get that rough, but like you said, they won't believe you later on when you switch to it.
Yeah.
Where are we streaming to?
We're streaming to Twitch. We are planning to also stream to YouTube, but that requires additional setup. We're hoping to get that also done tomorrow, but not be uploaded to YouTube.
Not on the USBF Twitch page.
Oh, so no, we're not streaming this on the USBF Twitch page. Because there were no plans for that. But we talked to Jan Martel, and Jan Martel made us sort of like one of the official broadcasters of the thing. Even though we're not streaming on Twitch.tv/USBF. Do you want the link? I could send it to you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm getting to.
Oh, yeah.
Email.
Sorry, I should send that to you.
Email would be great.
I'll send you an email. Okay, perfect. Let me do that real quick. And I think the links were also posted on Bridge Winners. There was a post recently which went live on Bridge Winners.
So East had an option here on their second bid on the main hand, where they have a great hand, and it comes back to them. They could reopen with one no trump to show that bounce like 18, 19, or the double like they chose. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah,
Those two options.
It's funny. There was one of these in the daily on Into Bridge either today or yesterday where I had almost exactly the same problem, and where at match points it was like I rebid 1-0 because I like the idea of playing 2 diamonds or whatever. It was dreadful enough that I'm like, all right, let's just play 1-0 and be done with it. You both show that actually shows your strength, whereas a reopening double doesn't really get your strength across. That's the problem. Is you reopen double like a club, a heart, pass double. That could be any hand with short hearts, right? You would do it with a 12 count with 2 little hearts. So you haven't shown your value. So now if it goes past and partner bids something, you're kind of forced to bid 2-0 to show your values. And so it's just much cleaner to bid 1-0 and show your 18-19 right away. If it's viable, it's definitely viable on this hand. I don't think you're going to go too far wrong. It's not like partner has 5 spades, one minor a heart, so it's not like you're going to find a 5-3 spade fit. It just feels like 1-0 is just going to be a better place to play, and then you also get your hand off their chest, and at least when you have like 17 opposite 0, you're not escalating. Yeah.
One of my favorite jokes, but is a truth on this hand, is 9/4 as a stopper. Here it does provide you an extra stopper on that heart suit.
Although it would
with the Jack of Hearts.
Yeah.
If they let a small heart, it actually wouldn't work.
Yeah.
I thought the play was actually interesting over here on what declared should do. I mean, like 1-0 was so pretty clean, but like if say they were in 3-0, which I think is a pretty reasonable contract to reach. It's very close to making. To maybe you want to even be there. Like there are a lot of aces you can knock out. A lot of potential sources of tricks.
By the way, West should absolutely make a negative double with that hand after a club of heart. Any hand you'd respond to your partner's opening bid, you should also be making a negative double.
Yep, I agree. Meanwhile, at the secondary table, we saw this hand where North-South made 4 hearts at the other table. West elected to pass instead of bid 2 diamonds in a similar spot. We like that. And North made a pretty reasonable jump to 3 hearts.
Yeah, it's right in there. I mean, you're not good enough to bid 4. You have a lot of losers. It looks like you have a lot of playing strength, but reality is when you know that there are 5 or 6 spades sitting over you, you got a lot of work, a lot of losers that need tending to. If partner can't kick it in from 3 hearts to 4 hearts, then you're probably not making it. So I think that was the only thing is you might just like be able to slip off 3-0. You might just bid 3-0 with the spade stopper and have a ton of heart tricks. That's actually, now that I'm looking at it, maybe that's probably the bid I would make. It's just 3-0 and just try to make it. Because partner did show like 6 or 7 or whatever when they made their negative doubles. So you got a good shot at making 9 tricks. Would not have worked very well in this hand.
If either hearts or clubs are 3-3, seems like you're golden.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, by the way, after you discover that lefty who has 1 million spades also has 4 clubs, I think I would make 3 now.
Assuming they give you the queen of spades, you mean?
Unless you win this, after you win the queen of spades, wouldn't you just play 3 rounds of clubs, see if they're 3-3, and now you discover the lefty has 6 spades and 4 clubs?
Yeah, you would for sure.
I
if
think
they
I would
give
tough
you
the heart, take 4 hearts. If they give you the spades, it's pretty likely when they base King Jack 10-6. Then you're going to get 3 clubs, 4 hearts, a spade, and a diamond, aren't you?
Yeah, for sure. If you definitely would figure that out if they give you the queen of spades, yeah. Which I guess is better than 4 hearts, which is no hope.
Right, and 3-0, and I don't think that it's unusual for someone with ace, king, jack, 10-6, and then a potential entry to just drive it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have no reason to think they're getting their partner in quick.
Know what's going on with the delay on the other table?
So Lovebridge has introduced a policy. I'm not sure if this was also there in the most USBC trials. Maybe you both might know, where they are now forcing all the tables to have played that specific board before they introduce the play for the next hand.
I think that's pretty reasonable. We're probably going to be losing this race the rest of the way, though.
Yeah. I actually have to get out because I have somewhere I have to go quickly, but I'll try to come back in a little while.
All right.
All right, sounds good. Thanks.
Good luck.
Thanks, Aaron.
I don't think they had that. But to be fair, the last trials I played in, my partner I was playing with, great guy, Victor Shu, we were on the slower side, and so we would have never been on the receiving end of this. You're playing too fast, gotta wait for everybody sort of thing. But it may have been there. I just don't remember seeing it myself.
Do you find the little warning that you're slow stressful?
Oh, 100%, yes. Especially, I mean, the first time ever, you can actually blame partnerships for how long they're taking.
Yeah.
And like, you have a 2-hour block, and they give you 60 minutes, and you're like, oh, you have 15 minutes left, and then we're already negative in our time.
Yeah.
Wait, we just got a pass out. Is that legal? Is that allowed in junior bridge?
Junior bridge, especially with who was dealer, because East has 5 spades and 11 points, so.
And it's ace queen jack fifth. The
Ace queen jack. I feel like I would have seen a 1 spade call at most tables with the East hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, North might have considered opening. East definitely should consider opening, and it's probably just a part score deal. Doesn't look like anything any game makes.
I see at the table we're looking at, I missed a play, but I'm seeing the 3 hearts played from West after the Ace King.
So it was. I actually wanted to commend that. We saw Ace of Spades, King of Spades, West pitching and clubs at the same table, and East, like we thought about, played a third spade. I thought Declare did really well to pitch diamond instead of rough, because West is forced to rough, but now you have the option to play a hard towards the 10 later on in the hand once you overtake.
Yeah, that's still, it's not really realistic though. We can see it because we're looking at all 4 hands, but it's not so much that you have the option to hook the heart, but more so that you're just, there's no reason to not do it. The 5 of hearts is not going to save you anything. It's not going to. But yes, it doesn't really have the advantage. But yes, the 5 of hearts has no value. But at the same time, letting them rough with the 3 is not going to help them. So it's kind of an irrelevant play.
Yeah.
With the pitch of the club, though, I don't think they're going to be able to pitch their.
Actually, wait. West needs to be. I don't know. Yeah, they won't be able to pitch it.
Yeah.
Because I was about to suggest that West should be careful not to rough, but then they still have a loser anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
In fact, they shouldn't rough. They don't really know for sure that Declare doesn't have the King of Spades, but they can claim that they're going to get a trick if they don't rough on this trick. They know they have Jack small of trumps. This is kind of a common spot that you see. Like they know that Declare's got way too many trumps that they're not going to just keep. There you go. Well played by Tom. They just, because there's just no upside to roughing. You just wait. You're going to get your Jack of Hearts towards the end of the hand. If you rough it and Declare's solid, then that's it. That's the end of the hand. They over rough and good night.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so Declare can try again with the Jack of Clubs.
Yep, and Tom just needs to restrain himself one more round.
Yep. It's hard,
of course.
But, nice job, Tom.
And well done.
Yep.
Well, they could actually try again, but I think they've got along at this point. I mean, the 10 of clubs is still out there, so that's probably easier, but it would be amusing. Cyrus, can we see the auction to 3 clubs at the other table? So it looks like 1 note, 3 clubs by the south end after the 1 note trump. What do you reckon about that?
Well, a lot of people just don't have a way to show clubs. Like I don't. When I play multi-landy, and so there's just no way to show clubs. So if you want to overcall clubs, you bid 3 clubs, and honestly, 103 clubs is pretty annoying to deal with. So like you kind of really get in their face anyway. So it's a little combo of both things. I much like people who play Capoletti and they bid 2 clubs, single suitor, pass 2 diamonds, pass 3 clubs. Like you've given them the whole 2 level to play transfers and they can do all their business. You bid 3 clubs. First of all, like I'm guessing in this field, not everybody has firm agreements about what you do over 3 clubs. Certainly in club games, people don't know what they're doing over 3 clubs. Like they just like they bid. They bid 3 hearts, whether they have a weak hand with hearts or they have a game forcing hand with hearts. They just bid, and so you just get a lot of mistakes and wrong siding hands. Like you make it so that this, like if they don't play transfers, like expert standard is to play transfers after 1 no 3 clubs. But if they don't, then you're getting the no trumper on lead, and then you get a club lead through the no trumper. There's so many good things that come from the 3 club bits. That's where it probably was system related, not like he decided to preempt with an opening hand. But yeah.
Yeah, really removing Lebensol as an option to distinguish between
Mm.
the weak and invitational or strong hands there. Big benefit.
I'm curious how it actually went down. Did they lose to Club Queen? Because it looks like off the top they had just lose to Spade Ace, 2 hearts, and a diamond. A diamond can be roughed in the dummy.
That can you
Um,
clear out that next board will start soon thing so we can see the whole hand again? Okay, perfect. Thanks.
So maybe they didn't rough the diamond.
They had 2 heart losers, a spade loser, and a diamond. The diamond rough is just inevitable, isn't it?
It is. Maybe they got the Club Queen wrong.
They might have got the club queen
okay,
wrong.
so Cyrus is going through. So we're going through the play on the top left, if you can see that. So it looks like it was a diamond lead.
Mm-hmm.
Spade, ace cashed. Another diamond. We win the ace. We rough a diamond. So we lose. So we probably took the club finesse. Oh,
yeah. I mean, look,
it's
through the no trumper for sure.
Yep, there it is. Yeah. Interesting auction on the right hand side. On the hand that north south were in 4 spades, missing the ace king 10. East west have already bid up to 4 hearts on their 10 card heart fate. That was not preempted as far as I remember.
Yeah, so I mean, it's really
important.
This is a really important spot, like with the south hand. It's really important that you're overcalling a spade rather than making a takeout double with the south hand. You can always recover and make a takeout double later to bring the minors into the picture. But if you start with a takeout double, you're never finding a 5-3 spade fit unless you bid again. And if you bid again as the takeout doubler, you're saying forget the takeout double message. I have a really, really strong hand with spades, and this hand is only a 14 count. It's definitely not strong enough to show a power double, a really strong hand. So it's really important that you start with your 1 major overcalls with 5. Only majors. With minors, make the takeout double. It doesn't matter if you miss a 5-3 minor suit fit, but with majors, you gotta bid the spade and then come back doubling later. That's all. That's the way. Whether you would come back doubling after a heart of spade, 4 hearts, pass, I don't know, probably, but I would feel like you do have close to a maximum overcall, and there's a decent, I mean, I would probably, it wouldn't. And then North has a weird hand over that double, if that happened.
East West be kicking themselves for hearts being 3-0 here.
Otherwise, it's a good 4 hearts. It's a good 4 hearts to be in.
Mm-hmm.
It's
a pretty normal one to get to. Only the question whether the opponent's bid 4 spades. Like it's a pretty normal opening bid with East, and with 5 card support, and a nice unbalanced hand with the ace and the king. You definitely need to make sure you're playing in 4 hearts with the West hand. Whether you go directly to 4 hearts and put the pressure on, or do something like make a limit raise, whatever your system is, but you have to make sure that hand goes to 4. I like 4 hearts. I like just getting in their face.
Yeah.
So
East West did well over here.
We're bidding a spade, let's say, because we need to show the spades first, and it goes 4 hearts. Check. Back to you.
I would double.
You would double.
I would double. Yeah, you got too much playing strength. It's not. There's not so much downside. They're probably not going to redouble. So they make 790. It's not. I mean, it's. I think passing is fine too, because you probably aren't making 5 of minor, but you could be, right? Partner's got a stiff spade and king jack 5th of diamonds, or whatever. You could easily be making a game and sitting here defending 4 hearts making, right? That's the problem with not acting.
Those double game swings are just brutal.
Yeah.
At least if you're on the wrong side of it. If you're on the right side of it, we love them.
Sorry, could you bring up the other table? I want to see the auction at 3 diamonds. So 1 diamond, 1 spade, 3 diamonds. What's the alert on 3 diamonds? That's natural. Maybe they didn't have a way to show. Yeah, because 3 diamonds is usually a preemptive call, and that is 7 solid diamonds right there. In fact, 5 diamonds is almost making, but it doesn't make on a hard lead.
And 3 nose down too, without the club stop.
I guess by East it might require a club lead and then a hard through, but definitely a reasonable 5 diamonds to reach.
Yeah, I think I would have liked starting with the 2 spades from West there.
Yeah, showing a limit raise and diamonds are better, and you're probably angling for 3-0 trump. In fact, 3-0 trump, it actually makes on a non-club lead, and if he's just playing it, then there is a world maybe in which they don't find the club lead. So this is the hand where we talked about, I think East opened the club, it went a hard check, and then East elected to double, whereas we talked about how 1-0 Trump might be a better call with these 18 to 19 balance stands. And also West did not make a negative double, which they probably should have. And we talked about how 3-0 actually might work on the Jack of Hearts lead if they lead that. Of course, it's an opening on a small heart lead. So
I mean, it's very reasonable to see the auction rate go like negative double check 2-0 by East.
Mm-hmm.
You really want King Queen X instead of King Queen, but it's probably fine. And then West probably will raise to 3-0.
At the other table, we have a 1 spade, 2 spades, 4 spades auction, but
missing the ace king queen of Trump, you know.
And also, and they're going to lose 2 diamonds. There's not really much to do. It's a tough one. Like dummy's the worst thing. Dummy's pretty bad for you. The King of Hearts is the only usable card.
It feels like it may have been aggressive. 16 opposite 5 with the stiff ace.
West did bid 2 spades with a pretty flat 5 count. It's 4 trip, just the King of Hearts and Queen of Clubs.
Yeah, I mean, if they're playing like some sort of constructive raises and they could have gone through 1-0 to show the weaker spade raise, that might have pumped the brakes a little bit. That's something to definitely discuss if you haven't with your partner.
Helps like
solve
just
these.
Bidding 1-0 Trump and then bidding 2 spades.
Yeah. If you're playing a forcing 1-0, I mean, there's definitely pros and cons to doing like a semi-forcing versus forcing structure there, depending on what you're doing.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty standard these days to not to have your 2 spade bid have at least some minimum strength, whether it's 7 or 8 or whatever. Different people have different styles, but something. Not with that 4-3 garbage.
Yeah.
What were the colors on board number whatever the second table's playing? If you can see that.
What are you asking? Sorry.
I was curious what the vulnerability was at the other table because I was about to ask you how you would bid the East-West hands if like you were bidding with yourself.
I mean, a spade and no trump, 2 hearts. I'll pass.
Yeah, that seems pretty reasonable. And North actually was. I mean, I guess North is.
Yeah, North would have bid. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, North would have overcalled 2 clubs over no trump. I still would free bid 2 hearts, although it's probably worth a takeout double now. And then over the takeout double, West would probably bid 2 spades because the takeout double doesn't promise 4 hearts, and so you have an 8-card spade fit, but now you know if partner chose spades over the takeout double, they don't have a good hand, and so you know enough to pass with the East hand. Right. South may raise, they might balance.
And South, I thought, had an interesting lead problem at the other table. If we could bring that back to the front. Sorry, Cyrus. I know you're doing a lot. So, like we talked about, the auction went a club, a hard negative double, 2-0, 3-0. And South has a lead problem. They elected to lead the 4th best spade with dummy showing 4 spades. What do you reckon about South's decision? Because hearts could be frozen. You might want each partner to play hard.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's going to be time usually to get your partner in to play a heart. Like if you lead the Jack of Hearts first, very often like your partner will get in later, and that might be necessary. Like you can imagine dummy hitting with Queen doubleton of hearts, where if you start by a spade and it goes like, and let's say partner does have a spade entry, they win their king, and then partner shifts to a heart, you can't get your 2 heart tricks yet because you haven't knocked out the queen and it's possible. So it's I mean it's just more normal to lead your 5-card suit. Plus with the negative double on your left, it's I mean you have no future in the spade suit. You're hoping to get heart tricks.
You also have 2 entries to play them yourself. You know, and they bid a game and you have 13. Like it's gonna be tough to partners only points. Turns out they will have an entry here in clubs, but. You know, it's not guaranteed they're getting in.
Yeah, and that gave them the timing. They just won the lead on the dummy, and they attacked clubs immediately. So, Now they're knocking out the diamond ace, and well, they're going to knock out the diamond ace, and I think they're probably en route to making it. Actually it's not clear yet.
Yeah, I don't know if it is because you can hold up them from getting to
Yeah,
double.
yeah.
Right.
I thought for some reason I thought the clubs were good. The club's not good yet, so it's not making.
So they have 5. They'll get a spade 6, a heart 7, and a diamond 8. But
Now a
they need one
club,
more trick.
and South has to pitch a spade, and then North has to play a heart. Yeah.
Yep. I think that's a pretty reasonable and findable defense.
It's good aggressive bidding by East West. Are they on a team that's expected to do well?
So on paper, probably the two favorites are Team Kolesnik and Team Juan. These are, of course, people who've played for USA internationally on multiple occasions in recent times. This is probably one of the middle teams, I think, at the moment on paper at least. But of course, like anyone can overperform, people can underperform. Anything can happen.
I mean, they've looked pretty good so far, for what it's worth. Small sample size of 6 hands or whatever we watched.
Yeah. This is fine.
Yep, this will work. Right, because they'll get either in with the ace of diamonds. Or...
Yeah. For South just has 4 tricks in their hand.
Yeah.
So they can just catch that. Tough to go
wrong. The transportation now if East plays a club.
Yeah, then you can pitch your loser. You can pitch your last spade.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was a reasonable 3-0 trump, but that'll be aims for Jiang. So the shutout. So it won't be a shutout anymore.
I'm trying to follow my kids playing. That's why when I go quiet a little bit, it's because I'm checking the results. But it's painful.
Yeah.
It's painful watching. The U16s is a special experience of I should say it's a special exhibition of the game of bridge. They find all sorts of different paths to all sorts of different contracts, and every contract is up in the air on every trick, and it's really. But yeah, so it's.
What happened?
No, it's fine. This is fine.
Yeah.
It's. I think.
No.
Wait. No, they're making it.
How can it cash their 3 winning hearts?
Oh no, the diamond is good. They actually. Oh, this is an error. Maybe they. I don't think they realized that the hearts were cashing, but also like.
But the spade was marooned.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now the girl will just play a diamond and just run away.
Yep. So the shutout does continue. You jinxed them. Commentators curse.
I guess I did, yeah. Oh yeah, I see Ryan's doing well. He's in 3rd place right now.
Yeah. He's a happy-go-lucky kid who knows where they will end, but.
Yep, long way to go. Do your kids not usually? Are they not playing together? Do they usually not play together? Or?
No, they just both basically just started this year, and we've been dragging them along to tournaments. They're definitely into it, but no, and playing together is not healthy. That did not work well. Yeah,
I see.
Well, they're two on totally opposite ends of the spectrum. Like my older son, it loves system, loves learning new conventions and inventing stuff and doing it. And my younger son, if you try to teach him anything, he's like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Let me play the game. Let me play. So like they're just like so opposite that they don't really fit that well.
When my dad was teaching me, he was like, I was like, hey, teach me something new. He's like, if you don't forget new minor forcing tonight, I'll teach you something new.
Yeah. All right, there we opened. So this was the pass out at the other table.
Yep.
Spade pass and no trump.
Maybe 2 diamonds might happen.
Yeah, I would have probably opened that hand third chair for what it's worth. Even vulnerable, I would probably poke in a diamond, get that diamond lead going. But
yeah, I agree with opening a diamond. And this might end the auction. Maybe East fits 2 clubs. Probably 2 clubs, I guess.
Yeah, with really good spades like this, it's definitely good to bid 2 clubs. You're perfectly happy playing a 5-2 spade fit. It doesn't look like it's going to be a great one no hand. And that's now West has a really good hand, and they have as good a hand as they could basically have. 2 aces, a fit in clubs. I don't know whether they're playing forcing. It doesn't seem like it. So it's past hand anyway. So it's always promising 4 clubs, and so. I mean, it's either a 3 club bid or a 2 spades false preference would be the 2 choices, or if you had some way to show hearts along the way, you might bring hearts into the game. But yeah, they passed. I think it's a little too strong to pass because partner could have up to 17. And if partner's 5-5, this is an amazing hand. Opposite 5-5.
Yeah.
Ace King 5th of spades and King Queen 5th of clubs, and you have a game. So that's a 12 count.
Mm-hmm. Well, you might have 3. Oh, no, you have the ace of hearts. Sorry. Ignore me. Yep, you're right.
It's different than normally. What that's called is a courtesy raise there with that West hand. East, when they bid 2 clubs, in order to jump to 3 clubs over 1 spade, 1 no, East needs to have 18, 19 or more points, roughly in there. So 2 clubs could have up to 17. And so when you have a good hand that can make game opposite that 16, 17, I said I gave you a 12 count. You can make a game. Ace King 5th of spades and King Queen 5th of clubs. But of course, there's many 15 counts and 16 counts and 17 counts that you can make a game. That's why you kind of have to keep the auction alive with some bid. And so your 2 general choices are either to prefer back to spades. In this case, that would be called a false preference because you actually prefer clubs, but you're keeping the auction alive by going back to spades. Or you could raise to 3 clubs. And 3 clubs sounds invitational. Because you've raised your partner from 2 to 3, but really this is a spot where partner's 2 club bid is wide range, and so you sometimes need to raise just as a courtesy to your partner in case they've gone low with it, not low, standard with like 16 or 17 points. And so that's why when you have a good hand, 2 aces is as good as it gets. Really, you want to find one way to keep the auction alive. This time it worked out great. Past 2 clubs, they had no game. They only had 19 points combined. You're gonna lose a heart, a diamond, and 2 clubs. So you're gonna make 3 clubs anyway. But it was still good that to stop in 2. It was a messy 3 clubs if clubs were 4-1.
Absolutely, and I had the major been hearts. Maybe had the major been hearts, and they might have had 2 ways to raise clubs. You might have had an impossible 2 spades available.
Yes. And I play. Lots of people play different tools after a spade and no trump 2 clubs. Like I play a modified version of Bart, where I would actually show my hearts on the way. I would bid 2 diamonds to show hearts, and then if my partner bids 2 hearts, now I would bid 3 clubs, and that would basically say I have a 3 club bid, but I also have 5 hearts because if partner does happen to have 3 hearts, of course 4 hearts is the most attractive game with that West hand. Not super likely with partner with us having a doubleton diamond. Partner has 5 spades and 4 clubs. They're unlikely to be 3 hearts stiff diamond, but
at the other table, this was the 1 no then 3 clubs auction, and they took the club finesse to go down, which I think is reasonable. I guess we are yet to see what South elects to do with this hand. And do you feel strongly one way or the other for I presume pass versus 3 clubs?
I mean, I would bid 100%. I would bid 3 clubs. Yeah. And when you're not vol, it's like it could be their hand for a major. Just imagine West has 5 spades and 7 points, and East has a 4-card fit for them. If you pass, it's going to go transfer, pass, super accept, pass, game. And you're like, okay, great. I get my 3 tricks. I get the 1 spade trick and 2 aces. But if you bid 3 clubs, the 7 count with 5 spades is going to pass, and you're going to buy 3 clubs. So at teams, it's just you have the preemptive value of 3 clubs combined with the fact that they might just be making 1 no and we make 3 clubs, and it could be wrong. You could be beating 1 no and not make 3 clubs. That's definitely possible, but often they'll transfer out and not end up in no trump when you're beating no trump.
Yeah, we talked about 3 clubs versus pass. South elected to double, but it's not alerted, so I'm not sure this is like a Meckwell kind of double. I mean, the 2 clubs is alerted. Cyrus, if you can hover that.
It feels like they're playing some
relay. So it might be a Meckwell kind of double, if I had to guess. I can try to see if I can figure that out in their system. Give me a sec.
The club lead will help solve this problem for them. Finding the queen.
Oh, yeah, they're actually going to make it on. Oh, that's an uninteractive lead problem. I think at the other table we saw a diamond lead, which, of course, works well with partner having Queen of Diamonds, but I have a lot of sympathy for a club lead. I mean, they're also playing 2 clubs, so it didn't really matter.
No.
But I would definitely have led a club. Yeah. You're just gambling on any lead, and partner's probably sitting over them with it's. Why does Declare have an honor in clubs here?
Yeah. But yeah, this should be a relatively not too tricky hand, especially now with the club lead. Just conduct a diamond, and then ace of diamonds, drop a diamond, pull trumps, and claim.
What's the final board number of this set?
50s. Yep, 50. What? So after this, there are 2 more boards.
Okay, cool.
One is the hand we see on the right, Berk, was a spade, 2 spades, 4 spades. The other one is slipping my mind right now.
They're cutting it close with 7 minutes left in the round.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Have there been any time penalties issued yet in this event? I don't think so, to my knowledge. Let me check. Let me check on that.
Isn't felt extremely slow from one pair to the other here.
Sorry, say that again?
It hasn't felt slow, like one pair is being like it just felt like a decent pace. Yeah. And honestly, that was my review from last trials when I was there. First time they brought out the Love Bridge. It felt fast to do all the typing, try to do all the typing and play on time and things like that. Because they reduce the time since you're not using the cards or the screens and things like that. But I was feeling rushed for such an important competition. But I know they have their timing constraints and things like that.
Yeah, I agree. It's fast. It's amazing how much faster it is. Like, it's mind blowing how much less time you're spending at the table. It's just the same schedule, but it just feels like you have just so much less bridge played. It's amazing the difference.
Yeah.
It's because part of it is that, like, of course, the first time that gets eliminated is the useless time, the time that people were wasting mechanically, bringing out the next board. But I'm not just talking about the physical part of it. It's like there's this transfer time from board 1 to board 2 where you're discussing things with your partner, where things are happening at the table. Like, it's all that meaning where everybody's got to take their cards out of their box, and then we've got to close the screen, and then you've got to take stock of the hand. It's like with the tablets, it's like boom. Next, like you're just there. You have the next hand in front of you, and you're ready to go. So that part of it, I like that garbage has been cut out of the game for sure. But I agree with you that it does feel a little bit rushed.
So I just checked, and actually, believe it or not, this is not even the slowest match right now. It looks like a lot of matches are like only 1 match is completed out of the 4 so far.
We actually knew that because our table was waiting for the other tables to right.
Oh, did it pop up? I missed that.
No, at some point recently, like, I'm just saying we could have reasoned that this was one. I didn't mean like we knew that. Like, I'm saying, like, we could have reasoned that this was not the slowest table because we were waiting for the other tables to finish that pass out board. So
there are three matches which are still going on. 2 of them are on board 9. One of them is on board 8 right now.
The West has 7 solid diamonds opposite their partner's 1 diamond opening bid. Decent trump support.
Decent trump support, yes.
Hard to imagine better. You know that saying, 7-card suits always trump? Well,
Yeah, well, it's this is interesting though. It feels like they're gonna stumble into 3-0 unless North gives away the show in clubs. East is gonna. I mean, obviously, King, Queen, Jack, 10 of spades is like, yes, I have spades. Stop, partner. You know, so they're gonna bid no trump, whether they bid 2 or 3 no trump. I have a rule with my partners that when we have an established minor suit fit, that we can't stop in 2 no trump. So East could bid 2 no trump here, no matter whether they're headed to 4-0, headed to 3-0, or just want to show a spade stopper and they don't want to accept the invitation. Okay, but now the 3 club bids come in.
oh.
Well, actually, 5 diamonds still has play.
No,
so
it's, 5 diamonds is down on the spade rough.
Oh, there's a spade rough. Yeah, I missed that.
And we've learned our lesson from earlier. We're going to lead our singletons. Different pair, but
Well,
same philosophy.
it'll be a club lead through, then a spade rough, and then a heart through maybe, and then then just pull trumps and claim.
They won't get the heart through, but yeah, exactly. They're just gonna go down 1. East passed. That's interesting. Wonder what that pass, because you have a 14 count and your partner's made a limit raise. So you kind of want to go to game, but I guess you don't really know what to do. What do you do here? It's kind of, this is a difficult situation to navigate where East has spade stopped but doesn't have club stopped. So they need to somehow get that across the partner. I'm wondering if 3 spades would mean that, or how people like that's an interesting situation to go over with your partners, because obviously if West had queen third of clubs, then you just need to play 3-0 trump on this hand, and West wouldn't know to bid 3-0 trump in this auction with queen third of clubs. They'd have no idea, right? Their partner just passed 3 clubs. How do they know that partner's got spades stopped? So it's an awkward situation, but they've well judged to stop here in 3 diamonds. And
West made a fantastic bid. Wow. I mean, it's going to work fantastic. And actually was wondering, because you mentioned 3 spades might be like showing a spade stopper. What would double of 3 clubs mean? Would that mean like I have a club stopper?
You need to have agreements with your partner. What I have with my partners is that when the opponents, when we're in a force, that doubles are penalty. So, and here partners 2 spades, in my opinion, forced us to 3 diamonds. So double would be penalty of 3 clubs in my rules. That's like a completely partnership based thing, but that's the simple rule I like to have, is we're in a force, doubles penalty. So, so the reason I was thinking 3 spades would show a stopper is usually when the opponents have bid 2 suits, you bid the suit you have stopped. Now, what is awkward about this auction is that you don't have a way to bid clubs below 3-0 trump. So you can't really express that I have a club stopper but not a spade stopper. That's hard to express. So maybe passes that. Maybe 3 spades is still asking for a spade stopper and showing it. Like, you have to have agreements, but usually my blanket default agreement, and I'm not sure how I would apply it here, is that when the opponents have bid 2 suits, that bidding their suit shows a stopper. So on that logic, East would bid 3 spades, saying I have a spade stopper, and that would get it across to West, who then would say 4 diamonds and be like, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, I definitely think that is very common in a lot of partnerships. That rule about queuing their suit being I have a stopper in this suit but not the other suit.
When they've bid 2 suits, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, when they've bid 2 suits, yes, of course. If they have only 1 suit, then queuing would be asking for a stopper. Because otherwise you can just bid no trump yourself.
And they still would have ended up in a safe 4 diamonds. I don't know if anyone would take the push to 5 here. So I think it would have worked out either way. But they would have investigated the possibility for 3-0 trump at least on this auction.
Yeah, I do wonder what West should have done over 3 clubs, though, because I'm still thinking about 3-0 trump, even opposite a minimum. Like, partner just has like some flimsy club stopper, flimsy. Like, I know partner doesn't have diamond values, and I want partner to not be worried about that. Just some flimsy thing here and there. And I just need partner to come in with one more trick in addition to the stopper and whatever suit, whatever black suit they're going to lead. So West is elected to bid 2 spades again over here. Hakan briefly brought up that West probably could have gone through 1-0 Trump, but then bid 2 spades to show a less constructive race than 2 spades, which I think would, and like Gavin pointed out in some hypothetical auctions, it would have gotten them to play the 2 level. But now East is certainly going to make it game try, if not bid game themselves. And is 3 spades too high? It's just too high. You just have 8 tricks. You're gonna lose 2 diamonds. You're gonna lose 3 spades. No way around it.
But it would be a small pickup if they stay out of the game for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. A couple of M's. What is 3 hearts, Cyrus? If you can hover that.
Sorry, I'm just gonna step away for a second. I'm getting a call from my kids who are in their break, and I just want to just
absolutely no worries. Yep.
Well, it's hard after showing hearts to avoid the double fit.
Cyrus, can you mute Gavin? While he's on the call. Yeah. So 2-0 Trump, yeah. So 3 hearts definitely. So I believe they play coachish game tries, given what I've seen them play together. So for those wondering what that might mean, 2-0 Trump was not necessarily like. All right, we'll talk about the double in a moment. But 2-0 Trump was sort of basically me saying like, hey, I want to make a game try in some suit. Like, why don't you tell me what you have? Then 3 hearts was basically suggesting, in addition to that they have heart values, that they would not accept a club game try. They would not accept a diamond game try, but they would accept a heart game try. Does that work for you, partner? And then East decided that's of course enough, looking at the King of Hearts and maybe expecting partner to have like another reasonably okay card or maybe some spade values.
And we got the double with Ace, King, Queen of Trump from the North hand.
Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, they do definitely see 3 tricks in their hand. I like that. But where's trick number 4 is the question. I would feel okay passing with the North hand. Like, 50 versus 100 is not going to matter too much. And if it's down 2, then who cares? Like, yeah, we might have missed opportunity for 300, which you're actually going to pick up over here. But I'm not really thinking about that.
Yeah, because it goes from, 420 to 590 non-vol, right? And you're going from 50 to 100. So you like to have down 1 guaranteed with prospects of down 2 to actually make your expected value math kind of
I agree.
work, right?
Yep.
But maybe it's a slight state of the match, they want to pick up a couple more.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Last board,
There definitely might have been some errors at this table, so I understand. So I understand the double on that basis.
It's important to think about the state for some of these decisions as well.
Possibly,
no?
But I will also point out that this is a round robin. It's not like a one-day knockout match. Like when it's a one-day knockout match, like you're getting eliminated. Like everything hinges on these boards, but like there's a lot of bridge to be played still. Like this is match number 5. We just hit the halfway. We just have to cross the halfway stage in the round robin. So after this, there's still 4 more matches. I do not know the overall standings. I'm sure we'll take a look at that once this board is over. There's still a lot of bridge to be played. So, like, you do not have to go all in on these boards right now. And, like, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint at this point. That's the important thing to remember.
Yep.
And, yeah, it's just, hands over.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be
down 2. So
down 2.
So a nice pickup for Jiang over there, but it's probably still going to be a sizable margin of victory for Zheng.
Yeah. They're using a 20 VIP continuous scale for this?
They're using a 20 VIP continuous scale, the 10 board margin, so...
Okay.
The emotional struggles of the under 16 event. We have the one who had high expectations off to a really slow start, and the one who had no expectations off to a really fast start. And the difference in the psychology of talking to both of them and being like, telling the good ones like, It's okay. It's awesome that you're doing well. Just keep up. Like I like keep it up. But at the same time, don't worry. You might have a bad session too. It's all good. Just enjoy yourself. And then the other one, trying to tell him like, look, I know it didn't go how you hoped in the first session, but what separates the people who win from the people who lose are the ones who are able to have a bad session and still play their best. So like those are the two messages that I got to get across to these kids without, I stay out of it completely when it comes to teaching them and talking to them about bridge, but the mentality required to win is something I'm happy to talk to them about because they'll take it. They listen in a different way. So.
Yeah, absolutely. The ability to just like, oh, we just had a bad board. Oh, we just had a bad session. Don't worry, there's still a lot of bridge to be played. Let's go on to the next one with the blank slate. Like that is an underrated skill in bridge. It's really easy to get tilted or get hung up on like a previous board or result.
It's a massive part of the game. It is such a huge part of the game. It's say it's underrated. It's like it's 80% of it, and at the top level, it's like 98% of it, because you have bad boards and you don't get many opportunities to get back your bad boards, and so like it's even easier for it to eat at you and stop you from making good decisions after boards. Anyway, but yeah, so yeah, keeping them smiling is the goal.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's their first time playing in this event, right? Playing in trials.
It's nerve-wracking.
Yeah. Plus the tablets is a little weird for them. Like obviously they have no experience with that. Like when they're sitting and playing on BBO in speedballs or whatever, like they're just clicking and go. And I find this too, and the adapting, because like I've played like 50,000 hands on BBO in speedballs where like I'm on an autopilot. And when you then come and play in serious competition and you're used to just clicking on the tablet and making your plays, like it's a hard adjustment to take it really seriously sometimes, and sometimes not care at all. It's a difficult thing. Not sure it's great for them that they're playing with tablets, but yeah.
It's great for the viewers to be able to track every single card.
Yes. Yeah. No view graph errors.
Yeah, that is so amazing. It's like because so many, especially in this event, where like the number of things where you're just like, that can't be right, but it is. Yeah.
Sorry, so are we able to peep the overall standings now that all the matches are over? So yeah, this is the overall standings. And Gavin, I think you were asking about like who's expected to win. The top two teams, you probably recognize a lot of the names. These are like the two favorites for USA 1 and USA 2. And I think Team Chen and Team Zheng are probably like dark horses for the top two. And yeah, actually a lot of these teams also like either they play really swingy systems, which can generate a lot of momentum one way or the other. Or like they're just like, or like maybe they just had a tough draw and like now maybe they'll be able to climb their way back up. So
it's still pretty tight. You said top four.
It's still pretty tight
for the USA 1.
Yeah, top 4 goes to USA 1. So 4th place is like the first like bubble we might see, and then of course 8th place will be a different bubble. Looks like there's 9 VPs. 4th has some 5th, but that could easily shrink within just by the snap of finger, just like that.
There's a certain kind of pressure that comes along with being on one of the favored junior teams. It's not as simple as like, yeah, we're one of the best 2 teams. We're gonna make it. There's a pressure that you feel like you're supposed to win, that you got to get over, and that sometimes when that match gets close and you start feeling like, ooh, I was expecting to win and now it's not as close as it's getting closer than I thought. There's like nerves that get involved, that sometimes those 3rd and 4th place teams, they don't have those nerves because they're like, they think they've got a shot, but they know there's 2 teams that are like kind of expected to do it, so they can play a little bit more free and easy, and it's definitely stressful to be one of the favored teams, and in juniors actually more so than in not real and open. I mean, in real life, this is fantasy world.
All right. So when is the next segment scheduled to begin? That's at 2:10 p.m. Eastern, which is
20 minutes ago.
20 minutes ago. Oh wait, we're really behind schedule. Wow. I guess there's been a lot of delay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna check the latest from Lovebridge about when we expect the next round, and it'll be 12 minutes.
Okay.
12 minutes from now.
Which
All
would be
right.
running right into when we have a couple of rounds of Rona scheduled.
Ooh,
So
that's gonna stink.
yeah.
But
So we'll have a very quick handover then.
mhm. All right, that makes sense.
So if we want, we can take a quick look at the cross table. Get a
Yeah, I
sense
mean,
of
let's take a look at the cross
maybe
table.
who has a tough strength of schedule coming up.
Absolutely. So it looks like Kolesnik has to play teams number 3 to 6: Chen, Zheng, Yang, and Brizak.
That could open a door for Juan, maybe.
Yeah, that could absolutely open a door for one. Like Kolesnik, I mean, Chen and Zheng are like teams number 3 to 5 are what do you call it? They're like very reasonable candidates for being third and fourth place, at least on paper. So those are going to be like some of the tougher matchups. And Brezak has been playing really, really well. For context, Team Brezak, they're all players who basically started playing in the last 1.5 years, Bridge. And like yesterday, they had a really good start. They beat Jiang in what many might consider an upset. They beat Young in what people might consider an upset, and they were sitting tied at like at 37 VPs after three. I mean, obviously they have had a bit of a slower start today, but still a lot of bridge to be played by them. So they might be looking to make another upset here and there, and then all of a sudden they're in their top contention.
All right, guys, I'm gonna head out now. I thank you for having me, and I'll see you in a couple days. I don't have time tomorrow for sure, but will try to get back on the stream soon.
It was a pleasure.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah,
Thanks so much for joining us, Gavin.
Yeah, see ya.
All right. Gavin Wolpert, everyone. I was really excited when he agreed to join the commentary.
Yeah,
like
that's huge.
Most of the commentators who you're going to be seeing on who are going to be joining us on. I mean, I'm not going to spoil who's going to be joining us in commentary because some of it is supposed to be a spoiler for the viewers. But a lot of them are people who I've had some level of interaction with in person or online, or maybe online in BBO or something. Gavin Wolpert was like one of those things where it's like, oh, I've watched this guy. I watched his streams on YouTube. I watched his streams on Twitch. I've commented on them, and like I know he enjoys. I know he enjoys commentating based on his previous broadcast when he was on the USBF stream. Why not? I'm just going to send him an email and why not just give it a shot in the dark? And he agreed to graciously lend his time, and I was really excited about that.
It's so fantastic. For every decision, we can just ask him, and he has like 2 minutes discussion on his thought process on what's right by him, what's wrong, and why. Like to make sure it fits in your context, because everyone has different styles. But in general, he's saying pretty objective statements about whether it's right to come in or not to come right, what you should be thinking about. Do you have game and not have game? It's really fantastic to hear his perspective on a lot of these hands.
I couldn't agree more. But
right,
yeah, looking at the rest of. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, if you want, we can take a break now and come back for the next round. But if you've got more to say, that's great too.
I was just going to comment a bit more, like just give like comment for 30 more seconds on the strength of schedule left for the others. So it looks like Team 1, who we talked about being one of the more favorites, they're going to play Team Zheng, Team Brezak, Team Young, and they have a bye. I think the bye will help them out a bit. Besides that, they're playing three pretty reasonable teams on paper, and there definitely still some work for them to be done in order to assure themselves a one of the top USA 1 slots going for the USA 1 bracket tomorrow. Team Chen has to play Team Kolesnik. That's going to be a very tricky match. Team Brezak, who've been performing really well, and Team Eckert, whose entire system is basically generating swings. They're going to be generating swings one way or the other, and that's kind of indicated in their results if you think about it. If you look at it, a lot of their results have been either like very big losses or very big wins. Well, nothing near the middle, and I think we can probably see more of that. We're going to hope for them, for their sake, that there's going to be more in their favor going forward. Team Zheng has to face it to the top two teams, Kolesnik and One. That's going to be very tricky for them. So they'll have to do well in those matches if they want to assure themselves a USA 1 slot. And but they're in good shape to make USA 2 at least as it is. Team Young, of course, is also one of the favorites to be in the USA 1 bracket. They have to play Kolesnik. They have to play Zheng. Zheng Young is going to be a very fantastic match to watch. And then Young versus Young.
That could be a decider. That
could actually be a decider.
Because every VP you gain is a VP they lose. So like it counts basically double. Depending on where that comes in on the schedule, that could be a feature marquee matchup for deciding who gets into which bracket for tomorrow.
Yeah. And Bresak is sort of sitting pretty in that they have a bit of work to join USA 1, but they're also pretty comfortably out of range for not getting eliminated. Like it almost seems like they're kind of like set for being in like the USA 2 bracket, but obviously some big results here and there, and that could change either way. And it looks like we have a sort of bubble showing up for the elimination side. So again, a reminder: the top 8 teams qualify. 9th place team gets eliminated altogether. Bai is not contesting it, but number 10 is Bai. That is not a team actually taking part in this event. So we have a sort of bubble slightly forming between teams number 7 to 9. Jiang, of course, is a bit behind Team Young, who's in 8th place. But 15 weepies is like, I mean, you can talk about it, Hakan. You've played in these events before multiple times. Like 15 weepies is just boom.
It is, and I also want to stress the importance of like you can still make a serious run from the USA 2 bracket. You know, it's not the end of the world if you don't make it to the USA 1 bracket. You do have to do a lot more work, but like Gavin said, it's about keeping that positive mental attitude throughout and knowing that, hey, we're here, we're going to compete every single day to our best, and even if you don't make the top 4, you can still make a solid run. And that's what happened to me the last trials. Like we had not a good day 1, but then we had a great day 2 and kind of carried that momentum to day 3 and 4, where we eventually got knocked out by the USA 2 team. But 15 can definitely be made up, especially if you're playing that team, that 4 versus 5 matchup you're talking about. It can disappear in an instant, that lead.
Mm-hmm. All right, fantastic. With that, we have a few more minutes. We're going to take a short break. Cyrus, when will we be back live?
We will be back live with the next U21 match in 4 or 5 minutes.
26, you mean, right?
Yes, U26. You got it. Yep. That match will start in 4 minutes, so we'll try to be back around that.
All right. We're going to take a quick recess. See you back in 4 minutes.